Welcome to Sakura Dreams. Are you tired of the city's noise? Are you looking for a place of calm and comfort? This story is about Mio, a high school ama diver who grew up on a small Japanese island. The ama are traditional female free divers who harvest seafood without the use of oxygen tanks, a practice that has continued for centuries. They primarily harvest abalone and seaweed. The seaweed are a type of large sea snail that live in the Japanese seas. The ama are skilled at diving for both abalone and seaweed. Like many teenagers, Mio longed for the glittering city life and went to Tokyo to meet a friend she knew from social media. But the Tokyo she had dreamed of was, contrary to her imagination, filled with crowds and noise, and the nature she had taken for granted was nowhere to be found. In her days far from the sea of her hometown, she gradually began to understand the gap between her ideals and reality. This story depicts Mio's inner journey as she overcomes her struggles in the city, and once again seeks the sound of the waves and the scent of the sea. Join Mio on her journey away from the chaos of Tokyo, back to the peaceful sea of her hometown. As you listen to the soothing sound of the tide, you will surely find deep peace and fall into a restful sleep. If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. This is a small island by the sea, in a certain region of Japan. A beautiful landscape of deep blue seas and lush green mountains unfolds. A pleasant sea breeze blows, and a faint scent of the rocky coast is in the air. Mio, wearing a black wetsuit and goggles, enters the sea from a small boat, as if she has done it countless times. The water is crystal clear, and sunlight streams down. The coral and the colorful fish swimming around it dance in the ocean. Mio playfully tries to catch a small fish right in front of her, but the fish cleverly escapes from her hand. Mio almost lets out a little chuckle. Mio gazes at the sunlight streaming down into the ocean. This sea is as beautiful as ever. The blue goes on forever, shimmering and sparkling. It's truly beautiful. I've been watching this sea since I was a little girl. It's my special place. I know exactly where all the abalone, seaweed, and seaweed are hiding. I can dive as deep as my breath allows, but the smell of the tide, the sound of the fishing boat's engine, the loud laughter of the island grandmas. It's the same thing, every single day. I love this sea, but I'm so sick of this countryside. As soon as I graduate from high school, I'm definitely going to Tokyo. Mio climbs into the small boat and places her goggles at her feet. The boat's captain, confirming that all the crew have returned, sets off for the shore. As they arrive at the port, Mio lifts her basket with a grunt. Yoisho. Carrying the basket full of seaweed and abalone, she steps onto the beach. Right in front of her, an old woman is washing freshly caught uni. Deep wrinkles were etched into her sun-tanned face, but her eyes were always kind.
Oh, Mio, that's a great haul today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. How's your back, Grandma?
I'm still no match for you youngins. You still have to learn to get bigger abalone.
I'm not planning on being an ama forever.
What are you talking about? You were born and raised in this sea. How can you say that?
Because Tokyo has so many more fun things. I want to go to a school in Tokyo and enjoy the city. There are so many stylish cafes, so many cute clothes, and... Mio takes out her smartphone and shows her grandma the screen. The screen shows a picture of a cute smiling girl. I'm going to meet a friend I met on social media.
A social media friend? An unknown girl from the city?
No, Mayu is a really good person. She always listens to my stories and tells me all about Tokyo. We're finally going to meet this weekend.
Well, it's your life. Do what you want.
Even as she said that, a hint of worry appeared in her eyes. Mio was putting away her ama tools, like her wetsuit and goggles, when a voice called out from behind her. It was her childhood friend, Kato. He had just finished his soccer practice, carrying a large sports bag and eating an ice bar.
You're going to Tokyo?
Yeah, this 3-day weekend. I hate this countryside, so I can't wait to go to Tokyo. Tilda. Kato raised an eyebrow. Unaware of this, Mio paid him no mind as she sprayed water around to clean up.
You're not going to continue being an ama after you graduate?
Of course not. I want to go to the city and live that sparkling life you see in magazines. Wearing trendy clothes, eating pancakes, hanging out.
Don't get your hopes up too much for Tokyo. You'll probably end up missing the sea, you know. And if you eat too many pancakes, you'll get fat.
Huh? They have a sea in Tokyo too, and I'm not gonna say that. I'll exercise properly, so I'm not gonna get fat. HMPH, Mio grunted, picking up her ama tools and starting to walk home. Although she felt Kato's words were a bit of a buzzkill, she couldn't help but feel they had somehow struck a chord deep inside her. Mio returned home, finished dinner with her family, and went back to her room. She threw herself onto the bed at the back of the room. The walls were covered with photos of Tokyo's cityscapes and clippings from stylish magazines, a clear sign of her longing for the city. She opened her social media app on her phone and sent a message to Mayu. Mayu-chan, we finally get to meet this 3-day weekend. I'm so excited. A reply from Mayu came immediately.
I'm super excited too. Mio-chan, is there anywhere you want to go? I'll take you to lots of stylish places.
Thank you. What would be a good souvenir for you?
Anything would be great. But maybe something rare from the sea?
Okay, I'll do my best to get something special. As they messaged each other, they imagined all the places they wanted to go and things they wanted to do in Tokyo. The conversation went on all night, and they never ran out of things to talk about. A week later, Mio arrived at the ferry terminal with a small suitcase. After talking with her parents and grandmother, the conditions for her trip to Tokyo were set. She had to contact them as soon as she arrived, and once every day while she was there. And the travel expenses had to come from her own savings. At the ferry terminal, Mio's parents and grandmother came to see her off. Mio's mother looked at her with a worried expression.
Mio, are you really going by yourself? I'm a little worried.
It's okay, Mom. I'm 17 now. I'll call you when I get there. Mio's father silently gave her a light pat on the shoulder. He was a man of few words and not the type to complain. But even though he was worried, he was a strong ally who let her do what she wanted.
If you feel anxious about anything over there, you call us anytime, okay?
Yeah, thank you, Grandma. The ferry carrying Mio slowly left the port. Mio gazed at her hometown island as it grew smaller and smaller. She felt a little lonely, but her excitement for Tokyo was much greater. The lights and sounds of the big city stimulated the girl's 5 senses. A wave of people beyond her imagination, sparkling neon, and an infinite number of choices. Mio's eyes were drawn to the city's brilliance. Wow, this is Tokyo. The number of people is so different. The buildings are so tall, and the shops are sparkling. There's a new discovery everywhere I look. Mio met Mayu at Shibuya Station. In the crowd of people, Mayu quickly spotted Mio and ran over to her. Just as she had seen on her screen, Mayu was a cute and fashionable girl with a small face and big eyes.
Mio-chan, we finally get to meet. Thanks for coming.
Mayu-chan, it's so great to meet you. You're even cuter than in your pictures.
Oh, you're cute too. Mio-chan, come on, let's go. You must be hungry, right?
The two entered a stylish cafe in the station building. The urban interior made Mio look around in wonder. Mayu, looking at the menu like an expert, ordered her recommended pancakes. Mio, after carefully looking at the unfamiliar menu, finally decided on the fruit pancakes with lots of fruit on them.
Mio-chan, what's your island like? I once saw a documentary about ama divers on TV. Are you one, too?
Yeah, that's right. My family are fishermen, and I'm an ama diver on my days off. Well, to be honest, it's just a really rural place with nothing but the sea. There aren't many places to have fun, buses are rare, and there are no convenience stores. It's pitch black at night, and all you can see are stars.
What? It's so romantic that you can see so many stars. You can't see stars in Tokyo. Besides, having the sea is amazing. I love the sea. You can barely ever go to the sea when you're in the city. I want to visit your island someday.
Mayu's words surprised Mio a little. The fact that her hometown, which she saw every day and felt was ordinary and boring, seemed so fascinating to Mayu, made her heart stir. There were no stylish cafes like in Tokyo, and public transportation was not convenient. Let alone, there were no trendy places like you see on TV. Mio had no idea what was so charming about her hometown. What? It wouldn't be fun to come to a place where there's nothing.
That's not true. I bet the sea is so beautiful. I want to see the sea that you see every day. What's it like to be an ama diver? Where do you find abalone and seaweed?
Mio, a little flustered, tried her best to talk about the sea she knew. It felt a little ticklish, yet somehow proud, that her city friend was so interested in her hometown's sea. After that, the two crossed the Shibuya Scramble crossing and went to a fashion building bustling with young people. All the shops in the fashion building were glittering, and the lively background music made Mio's heart dance. Mio was captivated by clothes and accessories with designs she had never seen before. These clothes are cute, but I don't think they'd suit me.
That's not true. Mio-chan, you're tall and have a great figure, so they'll definitely suit you. Just try them on.
Encouraged by Mayu, Mio tried on some urban-style clothes she wouldn't normally wear. She put on a fluffy off-shoulder top and a pair of jeans. It was a style she had only seen in fashion magazines, and she never thought she would be able to wear it. The Mio in the mirror was completely different from her usual self in her jersey. She looked like a different person. Tokyo really is different. Maybe here, I can become a new me. After they finished shopping, they had fun with Purakura at an arcade. Purakura is a special photo booth where you can take a picture, edit it on a screen with a digital pen, and then get a sticker sheet with the photos on it. They also drank the latest bubble tea and fully enjoyed all the trends of Tokyo. Mayu kindly guided Mio everywhere she went, and Mio felt like she was in a dream. It was night, and Mio was staying at Mayu's apartment. Overlooking the city lights from the towering skyscrapers, the two of them lay side by side on the bed, talking a little more.
Today was so much fun. It's all thanks to you, Mio-chan.
I had a great time too. Tokyo is such an amazing place. Mayu-chan, you get to live in such a wonderful place every day.
I guess so. But the city has its tough sides, you know. The crowds are exhausting. And the packed trains are a nightmare. But you'll definitely have a great time if you move here, Mio-chan.
Yeah. I hope so. Even as she said that, Mio felt a slight sense of unease in her heart. Tokyo was certainly dazzling, but something felt off. The brilliant city lights seemed like an artificial mass of light, so different from the starry sky of her hometown. Outside the window, the constant sound of cars could be heard, but the familiar sound of the waves and the chirping of insects she was used to from her hometown were nowhere to be found. The next day, Mayu left for an appointment, and Mio was scheduled to explore Tokyo on her own. The dazzling excitement she had felt the day before was fading, and a quiet feeling gradually began to emerge within her. Amidst the bustling noise of the stimulating city, the scenery of her hometown began to revive in Mio's heart. It was a moment when the landscape she should have been so used to began to take on a special meaning, now that she was far away. Mio sat on a bench in a park she happened to enter, and remembered Mayu's words from yesterday. I want to see the sea on Mio-chan's island. As Mio walked through the crowds of people in Shibuya, her thoughts drifted back to her hometown. Inside the clear sea of her hometown, sunlight streamed down from the surface of the water, gently illuminating the underwater world. Colorful fish swam freely, and seaweed swayed back and forth. Her grandmother and parents dove into the sea with practiced hands. That sea, it's truly beautiful. Even though I've seen it every day since I was a little girl, it never shows the same face twice. The way the sunlight streams in, the time of day, the season, it always shows me a different color. I also heard that its clarity is a unique feature you can't find in other seas. I remembered Mayu saying that the city's sea was somewhat murky and not very clear. In this city, there is no blue sea so clear that you can see all the way to your feet, like the one I've seen. And my family who live by that sea. My dad, who goes out fishing early in the morning and mends his nets even after the sun sets. My mom and grandma, who dive into the cold sea to get abalone and seaweed. Everyone works hard every day, grateful for the blessings of the sea. The warm meals at home. The sound of the tide at night. Maybe there were so many irreplaceable things in the daily life I took for granted. The people in the city all seem to be walking around busily, as if they don't have time to talk to anyone. The only time my heart felt at ease was when I was talking with Mayu. But even with Mayu, we only talked about city topics and never deeply about my hometown. Here, it feels like everyone is living in their own world. Mio began searching for photos of her hometown on her smartphone. Colorful pictures taken by locals. Photos from when she went swimming with her family as a child. Her deeply tanned father's strong back as he unloaded a big catch from the boat. Her grandmother's sacred figure putting her hands together towards the sea before diving. And her mother's gentle smile as she prepared dinner, cleaning the freshly caught fish. With each photo, a warm feeling swelled up from deep inside Mio's chest. Tears slowly began to stream from her eyes. I was chasing after the illusion of the city, and didn't realize the most important things in my hometown. The city was certainly exciting and full of new discoveries. But behind its glitter, she felt a certain coldness and loneliness. The warmth of her hometown's sea, the love of her family, and the grandeur of nature were things she could never experience in Tokyo. The fact that Mayu was interested in the sea of her hometown was what brought about a huge change in Mio's heart. For the first time, she realized that what was ordinary to her could be special and valuable to someone else. Mio stood up and hurried towards the station. I'm going home. I'm going back to that sea. Back to my family. Inside the ferry, the island of her hometown was slowly growing larger through the window. It seemed to be bathed in a much warmer light than it had been yesterday. The sea breeze blew in from the window, gently caressing Mio's cheek. When she arrived at the port, her parents and grandmother were waiting with worried faces. Mio ran up to them and bowed deeply. "I'm so sorry for making you worry. I love this sea after all. I want to live in this sea with all of you." The expressions on their faces slowly changed from surprise to relief. Her grandmother nodded deeply and said to Mio,
"I see. Is that the path you've chosen?"
Her mother, with tears in her eyes, said to Mio,
Welcome home, Mio.
Her father, as usual, was silent. But he patted Mio's head with a slightly warmer force than yesterday. A few days later, Mio put on her Ama wetsuit again and dove into the sea. The feeling of heaviness she had felt until yesterday was gone. Instead, she felt a surge of strength throughout her body. The underwater world was as clear as ever, and the fish were swimming freely. Mio, with practiced hands, found an abalone and held it tightly. "I really love this sea. The feeling of the cold water, the quietness of the seabed, the sense of accomplishment when I catch something. Everything here is where I belong. I don't want to leave this place anymore. I'll live with this sea." When she came up to the shore, Kato was there, mending fishing nets.
Welcome back. How was Tokyo?
"Yeah, it was fun. But I decided our sea is the best after all." Kato looked a little happy when he heard Mio's words.
Is that so? Well, I think so too.
"Hey, Kato. Are you going to stay on this island forever?"
Yeah, I've decided to become a fisherman. I'm going to take over my dad's business.
"I see. Hey, I think I'm going to continue being an AMA diver, too. Even after I graduate from high school, I'm going to stay on this island and continue being an AMA."
I told you. You can't stay away from the sea.
Kato said it bluntly, but he looked happy. "Yeah. I'm still nowhere near my grandma's level, but I'll work hard to become a full-fledged AMA diver. Someday, when Mayu-chan comes to this sea, I'll be the one to show her around." In the distance, the beautiful sea stretched out, stained by the sunset. Mio took a deep breath. The scent of the tide seemed to permeate every corner of her body. "I'll live with this sea. This is my place." A few days later, Mayu came to visit Mio's island. At the ferry terminal, Mio greeted Mayu.
Mio-chan, it's been a while. The sea is so beautiful.
I know, right? Let's go to my place first and drop off your bags. Now, it was Mio's turn to show Mayu her wonderful island. The sea today was gently swaying, and the cry of seagulls flying overhead echoed in the distance. The sea of her hometown had always been there. The girl just hadn't realized its true beauty. She took the long way around, but the girl finally found the place where she belonged. It was the endlessly blue sea, shining in the sunlight. The warm smiles of her family, and the pride of being an ama diver, an ancient tradition passed down for generations. Now, please take deep breaths. The warm blessings of the sea gently envelop your body. The rhythm of the waves echoes deep into the depths of your consciousness. Thank you for all your hard work today. May you wake up to a morning filled with peace again tomorrow. Slowly, let's dive into the sea of sleep.
you